Thank you for visiting our channel. Today, we'll talk about a subject that is now in the news all around the world. The recent action taken by Europe that may have an influence on America's strategy against China. This development has implications for geopolitics as well as the corporate world. We'll examine more closely at what transpired, why it's significant, and what it implies for trade and politics in the future in this video. Of course, let's explore the video's content in more detail. It took 7 years of negotiations for the European Union and China to reach their historic investment pact. It aims to increase market accessibility for European enterprises in China, one of the biggest and fastest growing economies in the world. The agreement will create chances for corporate growth and development by leveling the playing field for investors on both sides. The deal is significant because it represents a change from the US-led strategy toward China. The US has been pressuring its partners to adopt a more aggressive posture toward China, but Europe's decision demonstrates that it is unwilling to follow US orders. The widening divide between the US and Europe on how to approach China has been made clear, and it may have larger ramifications for the course of geopolitics in the future. Some have criticized Europe for dismissing concerns about China's violations of human rights in order to reach an agreement. But Europe has supported the agreement, claiming that it is a means of communicating with China and securing access for European companies to the Chinese market. Long-term, this may be advantageous for Europe since it might promote employment growth and economic development. The US is worried that Europe's action would increase China's influence and strength, endangering US interests. In recent years, the US-China rivalry has been one of the key elements of world politics, and this most recent development will only serve to exacerbate the rivalry. Additionally, it emphasizes how complicated international relations are and how every decision has repercussions. This deal has important geopolitical ramifications. China is a developing powerhouse with significant political and economic sway. In the upcoming years is only going to increase. The rest of the globe is faced with both possibilities and difficulties as a result. The US and Europe have approached China in different ways, with the US taking a more combative position and Europe adopting a more conciliatory one. This agreement's effects extend beyond simply Europe and the US. Japan and Australia are two nations that are worried about China's expanding influence and are attempting to build alliances to counteract China's might. This may trigger a fresh Cold War between China and the West, with other nations caught in the crossfire. The investment deal between the European Union and China is a momentous event that might have broad ramifications. For the sake of geopolitics and future trade, it signals a change from the US-led strategy toward China and highlights the widening divide between the US and Europe on how to approach China. The pact offers chances for ECOU 709 PR and influence. It will be interesting to watch how the issue develops in the upcoming months and years since it is complex. What does Europe's decision, in your opinion, entail for global commerce and geopolitics? Do you believe that in the long term, Europe or China will gain more from it? Please share your opinions in the section below. This concludes today's video. We really hope that this data was useful.